Guilderland Board of Education. Would you all please silence your cell phones and rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The first item on our agenda this evening is public comment number 1. Linda, has anybody signed up? Okay. And so now we move on to our tenure recognition and recognition of retirees. And I will turn it over to Lynn Severance.
Good evening, everyone. It is an absolute pleasure to see you all here tonight as we recognize two very significant events: the achievement of tenure and to honor our retirees after many years of district service. I'd like to thank some folks tonight, Megan Beck and Tammy, her staff, for our food in the back. There's plenty, so please help yourself. I'd like to thank Mitch Karkner and his team for getting us all set up tonight. And I'd like to thank Amber Flanders, Kim Tenike, and Jen Krasny for helping with all of the details of the evening. It's my pleasure to present to the Board of Education and our educational community our newly tenured employees. We're recognizing 13 individuals this evening, receiving tenure in 6 different areas. Tenurees, when your name is announced, please stand, and then if you would, introduce or acknowledge those individuals supporting you here this evening. And our introductions this evening will begin with Megan Rivers, our Instructional Administrator for Secondary Special Education.
Good evening. At this time of the school year, many of us find ourselves at the interview table. And while I think all of our newly tenured teachers can agree that it's nice not to be on the candidate side of the table, we sometimes still field difficult questions. And last week, one astute candidate closed her interview by asking me what quality I look for in a special education teacher, and that made me really reflect. And ultimately, and luckily on the spot, I was able to verbalize what I truly believe, that a good special education teacher is hope. Hope for all of our students that their potential will be realized. So I can say without reservation that all of the special education teachers being recommended for tenure tonight embody that hope. So it's my pleasure to recommend Julie Bruno. She is a Farnsworth Middle School special education teacher. Who's with you tonight, Julie?
I'm super excited to introduce my amazing husband, Michael, who is super supportive, and my 3 children, Anthony, Alex, and Adriana.
Amanda Doyle, Farnsworth Middle School special education teacher. Morgan Bell, Guilderland High School special education teacher. And Jamie DeStefano, Guilderland High School special education teacher. I'm now pleased to introduce Regan Johnson.
Good evening and congratulations to our retirees and to our tenure recipients. Tonight I have the privilege to introduce high school physical education teacher Gary Bull. Congratulations. Now to Farnsworth Middle School Principal Michael Laster.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's my honor to help celebrate and recognize the following two staff members at Farnsworth Middle School. We have our library media specialist, Maura Nichols.
I'm here with my awesome husband Dave and my son Adam.
And then one of our sixth grade teachers from the Seneca 6F team teaching math and science, Kristen Miller.
I'm here with my wonderful family, my husband Albert, my daughter Jordan, and my other daughter Mariah, as well as my amazing team teacher.
Congratulations to you and all the other FMS staff members. I'm excited about the positive impact you're going to make on kids for a long, long time. Have a good evening. I'd like to now introduce our high school principal, Mr. Michael Piscatelli.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight I have the pleasure of recognizing the tenure of two individuals who are invaluable members of our high school administrative team. The first individual is Mr. Alex Finzel, our instructional administrator for English, social studies, reading, and library. Our second individual is Ms. Amy Horalchek, Assistant Principal.
I'm here with my family, my husband Mike, and my 4 children, Alina, Levi, and Maddie.
Now I'd like to turn it over to Westmere Elementary Principal, Dr. Beth Beanie.
Good evening. It's my pleasure to recognize and congratulate Nicole Olivet, English as another language teacher at Westmere. Congratulations. And I'm honored to introduce Miss Alicia Rizzo, principal at Linwood Elementary School.
Good evening, everyone. As most of you know, I'm not technically here, I'm out on leave, but I couldn't miss this moment to honor these 3 amazing young professionals who I am so incredibly proud of and thrilled to have had the opportunity to see them grow into Guilderland quality people. So thank you for the opportunity to let me be here and present this to you. Thank you all for letting me watch you grow. I got to watch one of you get married, one of you get engaged back there, and I won't say it, Brendan, because you're a state trooper and I don't want to get a ticket the first time I've driven in 6 months, but you know. So, it is with great honor and pleasure that I introduce Mr. Brian Geary. And way in the back, Mr. Joe Soriento. And finally, I'm proud to recognize Miss Angelica Stone. Thank you, and congratulations to all the tenurees tonight. At this time, I'm going to turn the program back over to Dr. Lynn Severance. Thank you.
If all of our tenurees would stand, members of the Board of Education and our school community, I present to you the tenure class of 2019. And now on to part 2 of our program. At this time, it's my pleasure to share the accomplishment of 24 individuals beginning a new chapter in their lives with the decision to retire. This esteemed group of individuals includes 2 employees from our transportation department, 5 teaching assistants, including an occupational therapy assistant, 1 non-instructional supervisor, 3 employees from the custodial maintenance department, 2 employees with clerical responsibilities, 9 teachers, including a librarian, and 2 administrators. Together, they have dedicated a cumulative total of 533 years of service to Guilderland School District. So not all 24 individuals could make it this evening, but we are very pleased to be able to present each of them with a beautiful plaque commemorating their service on behalf of our Board of Education. If you refer to the programs that are spread all about, you'll be able to see the names of all of our retirees and the departments from which they retire. So at this time, it's my pleasure to invite Christine Hayes, our president of our Board of Education, and Dr. Marie Wiles, our superintendent of schools, for the presentation of the plaques. With 23 years of service as an occupational therapy assistant, Irene Coburn. With 28 years of service to the district, Lynn Furbeck retires as a remedial reading teacher from Pine Bush Elementary School. Foreign language teacher from Farnsworth Middle School retiring with 14 years of service to the district, Fran Gorka. Our instructional administrator for K-12 music and business, Lori Hirschenhart, retires with 19 years of service to the district. Judith Karbowski, a teaching assistant at Pine Bush Elementary School, retires with 16 years of service to our district. Retiring with 24 years of service to the district, Grace McLino is a senior keyboard specialist in our school counseling center at GHS. Retiring with 29 years of service to the district, including a teaching stint and an administrative stint, Michael Pipa, our house principal at Farnsworth Middle School.
I'm not going to argue with Regan. Something so considerable.
Ann Reed Best, a physical education teacher at Westmere Elementary School, retires with 20 years of district service. Jane Slingerland, an elementary education teacher at Farnsworth Middle School, retires with 26 years of service to our district. Catherine Smygen, remedial reading teacher at Westmere Elementary School, retires with 12 years of district service. All right, ready for this? 33 years of district service. Patty Van Buren retires as a school bus driver. Now I'm compelled to ask, did any other retirees sneak into the room and I was unable to highlight your name? No? Hiding in the back. Okay. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Wiles to the podium to speak on behalf of these two very important events.
Thank you, Dr. Severance. First of all, let me just welcome all of you here. This is one of our favorite events of the entire year because we're celebrating essentially the bookends of a career in education. And can you tell me of a better profession to be than education? No, you can't. That's rhetorical, but not exactly. You know, think about it this way. I bet there isn't a person in this room, if I gave 25 or 30 seconds, if that, to think about an individual in your school years, a teacher, a principal, a bus driver, a nurse, who had a positive and lasting impact on your life. This is rhetorical. Is there anyone who can't think of a person like that? That's why this is a great profession. We touch lives in powerful and profound ways. An interesting thing, I've been talking to lots of retirees of late, and the question that's come up in my mind is, do the people whose lives we touched know it? And someone recently shared a story with me that this individual became a teacher because of her own fifth grade teacher who saw something in her that no one in the past had. And 40 years later, she happened to be, I think it was at a funeral or an event, and she ran into this individual, and after 40 years could say, I'm a teacher because of you. Now, I think those stories are the tip of the iceberg, that there are thousands of them, but in this crazy profession, we touch the lives and we never know it unless we get this random phone call or chance meeting or a text. But you need to know in your heart that you have touched hundreds, thousands of lives. For those of you who are retiring, thank you doesn't seem like big enough to capture the profoundness of your work. But it is thank you. We do so much appreciate it, as our entire community does, and can wish you nothing more but a healthy, long, happy retirement, of which we'll all be jealous. I think the profession of education, and whatever part you play in that work, comes with a tremendous, tremendous reward. But it also comes with tremendous responsibility. And this is what I'm going to switch over to talk with our newly tenured individuals. This great profession really carries with it so much responsibility because our families give us their children every single day to keep safe and to help grow and to learn. And we owe them, well, just what do you think when you think of your own children's experience as they go through school? We are being given that, and it is such a gift. Tenure, though, is not the end of a probationary period, even though that's what ed law says. It is really the beginning of your fulfilling your promise to us, because you've used these beginning years to show us that you have potential, that you're someone that we want on our team, and now it's up to you to really prove it. You're filling the shoes of many people who are going to be walking out the door to the retirement at the end of June, and those are big shoes to fill. However, we all have confidence in you, or you would not be sitting in this room tonight. So let me say this to all of our new tenurees. My heartfelt congratulations. You're part of the team. And to all of our retirees, you'll always be part of the team. You'll just be tanned and rested. So congratulations and thank you to all who could come, families to support us. We so appreciate this community of learners and community of educators. Thank you so much.
I just want to leave you with just a few more words as you retire. May you look back with pride on all that you have done. May you remember fondly the friendships that you have made and the lives that you have touched. May you look forward with anticipation of wonderful times ahead, and may you move on in happiness and in health. On behalf of the Board of Education, school district, the entire Guilderland community, we thank you for your many years of service. Congratulations to our retirees, congratulations to our tenurees this evening, and congratulations to everyone celebrating an event this evening. So this concludes our program. Ms. Hayes, with your permission, could we have 5 minutes to allow folks to transition? And you are more than welcome to stay for the board meeting. And thank you all for coming.